Hello, Papua New Guinea, wherever you are in this beautiful country. Our country is a land of many, many tribes and many people. We're just concluding 2019 and we're going into 2020. I speak to you as your Prime Minister, taking this country into the 2020s. 2020s will be an exciting year for us. But as we stand in the face of 2020, and especially a decade that faces us, the decades of the 2020s, let us take stock of how we've come. Last 44 years or so in our nation's life has not been easy. We've had many ups and downs. The ups and downs has been caused by many factors. Some of the factors boils down to our own complacency and our own attitude. Our own complacency in we deal at the workplace, how we respect one another, how we live in a country that is coming together as an independent nation. And challenges that has faced us have been so huge. And amidst those challenges, many have written us off many times. I've said we will fail as a nation, but we have stood the test of time. We've come thus far very well in the last 44 years, and as we face 2020, and as we move into the 2020s, I would like to encourage our citizens to have faith. Your country still has that potential to become the richest black Christian nation on the face of planet Earth, if not the richest nation on the planet Earth. I say this with a sincerity of heart, knowing that God has blessed our country so much, with so much potential. We have every resources any country can dream of in this country. Yet in the last 44 years, we still are trying our best to find the right mechanisms, the right formula, the right modus operandi, so to speak, as to how we can advance the cause of our country so that every citizen, irrespective of where you come from, whether you're from the mountains or from the lowlands, whether you're from the coast or you're from the islands, irrespective of our tribe, irrespective of our language, our culture, the entire 9 or 8 million of us in this country can truly enjoy the benefits that are found in our land which God has given us. We are truly naturally endowed and blessed by God, and for this, let me at this juncture, me like to thank you, Lord Papa God. God who sits up in heaven and giving me water, giving me mountain, giving me island, giving me kai, giving me fresh air, giving me planted something like this background. And for the last 44 years, Yumi, yes, Bakarap Ikamlo Yumi. But Yumi no Bakarap to us. Yumi facing plenty challenges, including the greatest challenge we faced was the Bougainville issue. And as I speak, I think of our friends in Bougainville, and they've taken a very important landmark decision in their own lives. They've decided for self-determination. And these sort of challenges we will work through and deal with it as we go into the 2020s. And let me come to you as we face the new year to speak about some basic fundamentals that we must do as Papua New Guineans. No one out there will come with the magic pill to help us. We must help ourselves get up and get going. If you want our country to be rich and prosperous, if you want our country to be a place where everyone has equal opportunities, that each and every one of us in this country has a task to play, starting from me, the Prime Minister, the ministers of the Cabinet, members of Parliament, our public servants, our public service out there, as well as each and every citizen in our country. We must play our part to ensure that our country gets better. And our part starts in simple things: respect for one another. At your house, respect for your family, respect for your children, respect for your spouse. At your workplace, turning up at work faithfully. And I'd like to rally the national conscience for a better start in 2020. One of you must make him different or start in 2020. If you sincerely call out for your country to be a better place, if you sincerely want your leaders to do better for you, and I commit that we will do better for you in 2020, whilst we may not adequately satisfy everything that this country needs or requires in 2020 and going forward, we will try our absolute best for you to ensure that this country comes back on the right path that we must travel on to ensure we are fully developed. I commit to you our government's best endeavors, but making everything possible to ensure we are coming back on the right road, and we travel on the right road where we are growing economy collectively and together, where every kid in our country has an equal future, whether those in classroom or not in classroom, whether every sick patient out there in our country goes to a hospital and there are enough medicine and opportunity for cure to ensure health is restored. And every other opportunity this country can avail for our citizens as government and as head of the executive government. I give you my commitment in 2020. We will try our absolute best to restore our countries in as far as getting it back on the right road and right journey as we travel into the future. And today I speak to you as we open 2020. I want every citizen to contribute in few simple manners. Number one, as I said earlier, respect each citizens in our country, and the respect must start at our homes fundamentally. Every home out there in our country must have an element of respect. Respecting mama, respecting papa, respecting Pikinini, respecting parents, and together as you live in your community, that respect will sow in the community. It will become a light that shows out in that community, whether it's in a village or in a suburb or in a settlement, and collectively as a country, that respect will permeate and by sign right across our country and me like appeal to our citizens. Whilst your government will do our best endeavor to do the big thing and everything, every citizen has a responsibility to have respect for one another in our country. I speak this at great length simply because the greatest challenge facing us is the respect of each other and the respect of rule of law in our country. If we can contribute this to our nation collectively and together, then government's work and public service work and every other work will be much easier right across our country. As we face 2020, why don't you and me make resolution that 2020 will be a year in which each and every one of us respect each other wherever we are placed in. That brings me to the next subject. As you respect each other, your government has put in place programs for you in 2020. Programs to ensure that our kids are looked after. Me clear plenty papa mama I talk long issue long school fee. Government blow Yumi now he enter him into one block path where school fee and me shared responsibility. In as far as school fee is concerned, me play put him breakups long school fee long elementary going up long grade 12. Papa mama na provincial governments na members, you can contribute long pay him about 37% plus school fee. 63% national government by pay him or next year or 2020 and going forward. This is all about us sharing responsibility and helping our country get back on the right road. Kids at colleges, universities, now beginning finishing school on grade 8 or grade 10, we have a place for you. Don't lose hope. We put money aside to ensure kids who come out of our examinations at grade 8, grade 10, and grade 12, and those who have been accepted into colleges and universities, or those who will continue in college or universities, your student help program is established by our government. Help means higher education loan program. This loan program will cover every kids and every student in our country. So long as you accepted to be enrolled somewhere, you show up for enrollment, national government will ensure you get your national NID, you get your school identification card, you get your school registration card, and we will ensure that you have money to start the school year for you. And this hopefully should be a start of a journey going forward where money will be set aside to assist Papua New Guineans to continue on education. Whether you continue education off from grade 8 as you come out of grade 8, or continue education as you come out of grade 10, or continue education as you come out of grade 12. We don't want to leave any child behind. The easiest students or children to manage are those who are already in classroom. The hardest to manage are those who have left schools, and this is where government has stepped in to ensure every kid is now brought back, and for government to know who you are, wherever you are, and for us to put you back into a formal program. Those kids or children of Papua New Guinea who are out there, I'd like to encourage you in 2020. Don't go to drugs, don't go to alcohol, don't go to lawlessness, don't go to abuse, whether abusing yourself or abusing those who are close to you. I'd like you to come back. Go to a district educational advisor somewhere in the 89 district headquarters. They will bring your name and your list to the provincial education advisor. We will take stock in line with also the census activities of 2020. We will take stock of every student or every kid who have left school who are in our country, and we will try to link you, whether to continual education or we will link you to an SME program somewhere. Papua New Guineans must know 2020 is a year that we as government, have put in place a couple of signature programs we feel can help start our country and our citizens moving in the right space. Our government is focused on getting our citizens away from just wandering in our society, doing nothing, thinking that miracles will happen in their life and they will get going somewhere, someplace. As your Prime Minister, I'm encouraging our citizens to think as to how you yourself can work to ensure your life gets better. A couple of those initiatives we've started are interlinked. The Student Health Program to assist students who have left schools at grade 8, grade 10, and grade 12, and our SME program are both interlinked so that we don't leave any one of our youths especially doing nothing in our cities or doing nothing in the village. There are talents out there, if not probably channeled in the right direction, can continue to cause lawlessness for us as a country going into the future. So as your Prime Minister, I'm very much in the new year excited to mobilize the youths of our country. Right across wherever you are. If you have left school and doing nothing, don't get discouraged. Don't come to Port Moresby. Don't go to Ley. Don't go to the major centers. Go back to your district educational offices. Submit your name to the district education advisors right across our country, and we will get to know who you are, wherever you are, and for us to ensure that you are brought back into continual learning or you are brought back into a TVET-based SME program that we want to roll out right across our country. And talk about SME, Papua New Guineans, let me also announce that 2020 we have money that will be parked in either BSP or National Development Bank or a bank that is willing to partner national government in a very low-cost borrowing. And I mean low cost at below 4% and a long-term repayment period, possibly above 20 years. This will help Papua New Guineans out there. Many Papua New Guineans ask, where is job for us? And I beg to differ. Let's create a job ourselves. You mean, yet must make him work. Planting man lo country limi run go long school, tingo sa not finish school or must planning work. 2020, me like encourage some citizens. Don't think about finding work. Think about creating work yet. Every Papua New Guinean own a piece of real estate in our country. You got ground finish. This la title Papa ground, Mama ground, in a belong online, you own him oil or gas ground or gold ground. Every one of us own a land somewhere in our country. Your government wants you to ensure that your land produces something for you to earn money out of. And programs that deals with encouraging agriculture and SME to grow out of your own land is something that we will look closely and work hard in 2020 to start the path in the 2020s where our citizens are engaged in productivity from their own land. I encourage every Papua New Guinean youth, especially who are out there doing nothing. You finish the university and if you're looking for a job and there is no job. You finish in grade 12 and you found no place in continual education, we'll embark on a path in which you can dream or pursue continual education, but at the same time we want to link you to a little SME, whether it's a startup, agricultural-based businesses or small businesses right across our country. So 2020 will be a year in which we start to talk about Papua New Guineans to go into business. Continual education and business are both programs that are linked, and it's something that is very close to my heart as your Prime Minister, because I don't want any Papuans to be left behind in our own land. For the last 44 years, we've been taught about going to school, finish school, look for a job somewhere, but the reality is job market is very small up at the top. And we want to create Papua New Guinean businessmen and businesswomen. A few days ago, I came back from Goroka, and I was excited. Eastern Highlanders are raring to go back into coffee. They're going to agriculture. They're going to Highlands tourism. They've promised to me in thousands that they will participate in SME program. If Eastern Highlanders pronounce they're willing to participate in SME programs, I will take this time now to ask every Papuanian from wherever you are. You stop along Manus, or you stop along New Island, or you stop along our special region of Bougainville, there's a special allocation for you, or you stop along New Britain Islands, or you stop along the mainland. We want to encourage you to sit back and think about how you can do business. I am speaking to you as a son of a cabbage seller. My mother sells cabbages. She earns 20 kina or so every day, and from that savings, she was able to put me to school and my siblings to school. That is micro business at the smallest level. We want to link micro business, small business, medium business, and if you're already a big Papua New Guinea business or a business operating in our country, we encourage you to incubate smaller businesses to feed off you as an established business. Look at how you could link to our SME and business assistance program that will be partnering in our banks. And one of the key requirements is that you must be a tax-paying business, or you must be a small and qualified micro to small, medium SME. In these sort of qualifications that we will put forward, we encourage all our citizens in our country to dream business, think about business, pick up a business that is common in your area or familiar to you, where you can put your hands on and you can then contribute also to the country as we seek to grow our country from where we are to the highest level that we've dreamt for our country and for our future generations to come. So as we go into the 2020s, let me sound my happiness and excitement that I am committed to the cause. My ministers are committed to the cause. Starting 2020, we will be doing some exciting reforms in the legislative areas for our resource laws and for our revenue earners, not to harm our investors, but they win and we must also win. I've told many investors many times, I got 8 to 9 to 10 million citizens who are shareholders of a country called Papua New Guinea. Whilst the companies have their shareholders to report to, I have my people to report to. The 2020s and earlier in January, I will be meeting our investors to talk to them about exactly what are the reforms we are talking about. And I encourage our citizens, whilst we deal with our investors in many of our resource laws, change will not happen overnight. And that's why I spent great lengths. I talked earlier on our citizens to talk about businesses that you can do. For so long we've been focused on oil and gas and mining. I'm now pushing our country to talk about sustainable forestry, sustainable fish harvest, as well as agriculture that each and every one of us can embark on, and tourism. These are opportunities that is presentable for us, and me encouraging our citizens not to laze around doing nothing. If you're a provincial government, pick up a business at your level. If you're a district, encourage your citizens to go into a business that is familiar with them. In doing this, we can collectively contribute to our country. And today I come to you as Prime Minister at this time. I haven't laid off work except on Saturdays in which I don't work. But today I'm in full attire, close of 2019 and facing 2020, to express fullest confidence in our country and to give you my commitment as your Prime Minister that I will stand up and walk the talk that we've been talking about. But I ask you, citizens, as I close this conversation, if you want our country to be the richest black Christian nation on the face of planet Earth, respect law and order in our country, starting with respect in your family. Secondly, if you're a youth out there, continue education. If you missed a placing for grade 9, if you missed a placing for grade 11, if you missed a placing for grade post-grade 12 in our universities and colleges, don't get discouraged. Go back to your education advisors in your districts. Submit your name, work with the Census 2020. We want to take stock of who you are in our country, and hopefully we can link you back to continuing education or link you back to an SME program as we mobilize our youths who are future of our country going forward. And to those mature Papua New Guineans who are already existing, whether in business or doing nothing right now, don't sit back doing nothing. Go back to your land, participate somewhere. There's opportunity for every one of us in this country, and government will try our absolute best to link your production or link your business to markets in country and markets outside of our country, especially in areas of agriculture and forestry and fisheries that I spoke on earlier. God bless everyone. 2020 is an exciting year. Have faith in your country. Contribute in maintaining law and order, and your government will contribute and do absolute best to ensure our country is never the same as we move into 2020 for the start of next 10 years, an exciting 2020s that should change our country to be never the same again, but for the better. God bless everyone. See you all in 2020.